All right. Hello and welcome. This is our Thoughtful Thursday Roundtable discussion. My name is E.R. Wolf. I'm a co-founder here at Elify, and we're going to talk about today's topic, which is who.
All right.
Are
Hello
you?
and welcome. This is our Thoughtful Thursday.
Oh, coming back, right? Part of being live on YouTube. Look, if you're live watching us on YouTube and you want to join the conversation in the Zoom, feel free to come on the Zoom link. If you're watching this in replay and want to join more of these Thoughtful Thursday roundtable discussions, we invite you to come on and join us in the Zoom as well, so you can participate and join the conversation. We typically will go through a short overview training that we make live and available to everybody. And then we're going to have a closed roundtable discussion with everybody who's live in the Zoom. So with that being said, let's kick it off. This week's topic and theme has been, who are you? And really, that's a very high level question, right? We can take it at the macro scale and we can take it down to the micro scale. But we've been talking about this a little bit during the week. And the big thing we want to make sure we drive the point home with is you and the person that you're interacting with are a lot more than just what you do. You're people, you're individuals. And if you're in a business that requires the high touch to get a conversion, requires building that know, like, and trust relationship, then you want to discover who they are and you want to tell them who you are. Also, if you're making content like a digital business card, consider making a card about who you are, not just what you do. So, Guy, I know we've spent a lot of time talking about this and discovering some of that. And part of that process is in essence a self-discovery, right? Where we're sitting here saying, who are we? Who are we? Yes. Guy and I are technologists, and we work for a technology company called Elify, and we help develop technology, but we also provide solutions to our customers and individuals. We're also part of a bigger community of individuals. We're also dads, we're also husbands, we're also all of these other things, athletes in our lives, and we have this story that we can share with other people. And when we recognize that within ourselves, we also have to take the next step and we have to recognize that within other people. And we talk about that discovery process of building the relationship, the 5 to 12 interactions that we want to have with somebody so that they can make an informed buying decision. And part of those interactions may not revolve around business. It might be following up with somebody to wish them a happy birthday or to see how their kid's soccer game went. Again, part of people doing business with people they know, like, and trust is building that relationship and doing it over time. And Guy, I know we've got a relationship builder built within the Shuffle platform that we encourage everybody to use. And part of that includes taking notes and adding additional information to the profile of our contacts. And that includes the information we gather when we're asking those contacts questions and when we're listening to their response, because we're discovering who they are. We're discovering who they are and what their needs are and what their problems are, and then making the determination if what we offer, whether that's a product or a solution, can solve for those things, can really fit into who they are.
I think talking about, who we are, individuals, that gives you an opportunity to create something within the platform to share with others. A lot of people want to know who are you? Yep. Who are you, ER? Who are you, Guy? And then the next step is, what do you do?
Yep.
Right? Being able to also curate that type of content and really sitting down and thinking about it. I know Monday we encouraged everyone to sort of write down who they are, yep. What they do, who are they looking for, who are they wanting to talk to. But a lot of times, ER, I think about many years ago when we had an individual part of our organization that talked about what we do. And it's not the fact that what we do is provide technology. What we do is provide a community, or what we do is we help people reach success.
Yeah.
Is what we do.
Yeah.
Now we put the hand out to help. It's the individual on the other end that's going to reach back out and grab the hand for help. Why do we have solutions in place? Well, we know that there's a map to reach success, to reach significance. And through the many years of our research and trial and errors of technologies that we've had, we came to a commonality from the aspect of technologies that we were seeing people just having one or being one or two steps ahead of others. And they're seeing results happen.
Mm-hmm.
But a big thing that they're also doing is they're implementing what they do, what they have, what they're offering, and seeing the results start to happen. And it really does snowball up and become something where we see people that are reaching the state or the stage in their lives of significance, where they're leaving a legacy for their families. And so we just want to make sure in the process of saying, who am I? What do I do? I in essence, all I want to do is help people.
That's right.
What do I want to help them do? And expand upon that. I want to help them become successful. I want to help them get out of the rut of the 9 to 5, see that there is a better path, that they have a need to get information out about others and no one can find it. Well, I can help with a path to potentially get more traction, more eyeballs, where you take control of getting the narrative out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of that as well is sort of that self-discovery process that we've been talking about on who we are as individuals. And one of the things that I know we've been talking about over the recent weeks is really the conscious mind of what we're working on and the plans that we're executing and all of these things. And then the subconscious that sort of puts us into autopilot and does the things that we repetitively do all of the time. And part of that self-discovery of who am I is sometimes identifying some of those limiting beliefs or limiting things that might be holding us back in executing the plan or the process or the path that we're on. And so if you're a person who's been sitting there, say, I've got a plan, I'm executing it, but I seem to still be stumbling or hitting that block or feeling like I'm procrastinating, like Guy, you talked about the other day as a topic, is that something that is underneath the who am I, but on a subconscious level? And trying to sit down and explore some of those things. I am this, I am that type of things. You might discover some of those negative beliefs, identify those so that you can work towards resolving those things and putting yourself on a better path of that who am I. Likewise, again, I keep coming back to it where it's not just one person in a relationship. You know what I mean? It's not just one person having a conversation. There's always two people. And I think all too often we're either projecting ourselves on somebody else, or we're not listening to somebody else and asking the right questions. We're just trying to, quote unquote, make the sale as opposed to form a connection and create a lasting relationship. And we miss out on all this additional opportunity. One, to help and serve that potential customer. And two, as we always talk about, to sell through that person. Because when we create that relationship, we actually open up a conduit to referrals. And we know the average person knows 600 other people. So we also know word of mouth marketing is the most important form of marketing. If we put those two things together and we realize that every single customer that we have, if we service our customers correctly, if we wow our customers when we get them, they will be a conduit for us to get our next potential customers, because there's a good chance that our existing customer is in a pool of peers and like-minded individuals that are like them and our other potential customers. Again, so if we're trying to optimize the way we run our business and do that efficiently, we should be looking for those advantages within the pool of customers that we have. So there's this front end side of, what you would be talking to a prospect all the way to them becoming a customer, right? Hello to enrollment. And that's part of the discovery of who am I and who are they? And then afterwards, that relationship that then leads them to say, I know who that person is, and I'm willing to make a recommendation to the next potential customer that they should work with that individual. Again, this is all part of that human experience when people are working together. And we know that things are shifting more into that U economy where it's one-to-one and people helping and serving other people. So we really want to be leaning into that.
So thinking about some of the technologies that are the micro technologies provided by Elify, it is a disruption. It's a positive disruption of what's being able to be provided to that's accessible, and to ER's point, word of mouth, to let other people know that there's things available. I mean, we're disruptors to networking.
Yeah.
The way people are doing networking today, before 2020, a lot of people, it was face-to-face. You go to a networking group, you're handing out business cards. Then pandemic came about, and there was a massive shift to people had to be online. They had to accept technology, basically March of 2020. And a lot of those networking groups have stayed virtual. They're in a digital meeting space, still trying to say, how do we connect and introduce and refer, do those different types of things. I believe a lot of things are still analog in those spaces. So disrupting that and saying that there's a way that we can connect and communicate and refer and drive business for each other. We're a disruptor in the way people are doing commerce. It's about referring other people, and the power of being in a network is so much of being there in a servant mentality. How can I help someone else? How can I step into this? Compared to my thought of networking in the past was, what can I get out of this? Who's here to help me? And it's got to be a totally different paradigm shift, and saying, you know what, there's disruption happening and we're here just providing it. And saying, Ruben, I know you use it in your networking, and you get massive results because you're implementing it, you're using it, you're showing other people how they can get your information. And in turn, the more powerful way is getting their information to share to others. That's how business is driven. That's how commerce, we're really going to see it, I believe, evolve and exponentially now, just based on how technology moves. On average, technology advances in 365 days more than it did in the previous year. So when you start compounding that, or previous 10 years, sorry about that, in 1 year, it advances faster than it has the previous 10 years. And saying that there's technologies, there's ways that business that have always been online, because we do know that there are those online ones. You still have to make connection. Your past goes into affiliate marketing. You didn't talk to a single person, but you knew you had to drive millions of eyeballs to see your ads, and the conversion was lower. But you had the capability of driving millions of eyeballs.
Not everyone does,
and not everyone has that capability, to the fact that you would mention the average person knows 600 people. I don't know all their names. If I know 600 people, I know their faces probably more than anything. But being able to say, offline, real relationships, building rapport, but having technology being your support, being your bridge, is really where you can and will see higher conversions.
That's right. And I think as we wind down this sort of general live discussion, and we close this into our roundtable discussion here for those who've joined the Zoom, I want to leave you with this. Look, we're in the 21st century, right? It's 2022. And yet, Guy, to your point, we see people networking and operating their business as if it's in the 1950s in some cases, you know what I mean? And if there's an opportunity there that's lost opportunity or opportunity cost to individuals out there who aren't taking the chance to leverage technology to bring themselves forward into the 21st century. And that efficiency can make or break some businesses, truly. And if you're a person who's been struggling to do things the way you thought they've always been done, expecting to get the same results. The reality is the world has changed and the results have changed. Everything is online, or a lot of things are online. Some things are now online and offline. We have to be equipped and empowered within our businesses in order to be able to run them efficiently within today's environment. And really, that's what it boils down to. So with that being said, we're going to stop the live, and we're going to open this up for general conversation within this